Hey folks, Connor from NYCeWheels here to review the Bulls Lacuba E45, a bros-powered speed pedelec. So in this review, we'll go through all the specs on the bike, review all the electronics and the unique features that the Bros system has to offer, and we'll go through how this bike rides. So first glance at the Lacuba E45, you can tell that it's really set up with the daily commuter in mind. It's got a couple nice features like this rear rack, which comes stock with a clamp here to keep your bags tied down. You can also hang some panniers off the side here. It's got the mounting points for that. You can see down here on the drivetrain that it has this nice plastic kind of chain cover here. It's actually really sturdy, and that's going to keep your pants clean while you're riding, so no need to have any other straps around your right pant leg on the drive side. It also comes stock with a fender set and has integrated front and rear lights that run off the main battery. And what's cool about the rear light is that it's actually a brake light. So we'll show you how that works. You just pull the brake lever and the light will get a little bit brighter, so you can let people know behind you that you're stopping. In addition to some of those features, you also have a nice SR Suntour suspension fork. You got a 28-inch or 700C tires on here. These are Schwalbe Energizer Plus tires, and those are going to be 1.75 wide. And you also have a nice adjustable stem here, so you can get a really nice upright riding position if you'd like, or if you want to angle it down a little bit lower, you have that option available to you. So moving on to the battery and motor setup, you can see just how concealed everything is here in the frame. You have your BMZ battery that's going to be a 650 watt-hour battery, and it's going to get you about 80 miles of range usually. And then you have the Bros 350 watt mid-drive unit. And just one thing that Bulls does really well with this system, with their batteries and the motor, is they really conceal everything very nicely. You can hardly tell it's electric from this side view. Now the only differences between the Bros motors, the 250 watt and the 350 watt, are just the top speed. They both give you the same amount of torque, and that's a really high amount of torque. It's 90 Newton meters, probably the highest that we have at the shop. The only difference is that this one's a speed pedelec, so it's going to make it a Class 3 bike that can go 28 miles an hour. Another feature that's really unique to the Bros mid-drive unit is the ability to have a double chainring on the front. You don't really see that too often with a lot of mid-drives, so that allows you to have this Shimano Dior XT front derailleur so that you get more of a gear range. You get 20 speeds instead of the 10 that a lot of mid-drive e-bikes offer. Lastly, another nice feature that you get with these Bros-powered Bulls bikes is the ability to have a bottle cage right on the down tube. Usually that space is taken up by a battery, but because the battery is nicely integrated inside the frame, you can just bolt on a bottle cage right to the bottom there. It has some mounts for it, so no shortage of places to put your water. So real quickly, we'll touch on the saddle, and that's going to be a Cell Royale Gel Comfort saddle. So really nice cushion here. Not going to feel a lot in the road when you're sitting on this thing. You got a nice quick release here on the seat post as well, and a pretty good range of adjustments. You can see here is the highest minimum insert, so it'll fit a nice range of riders, although the bike does come in 3 different frame sizes. So moving on up to the handlebars, you can turn on the bike with just this little console unit up here. On the top you got your power button. And what's new about the 2017 Bros bikes is that you can just turn it on the console. You used to have to press the battery and then the console to turn the bike on. Now you can just do everything with one push of a button. So the Lacuba E45 offers the compact interface display, is what Bulls calls it. So it's kind of a 2-part display. You have your thumb controller over here and then your main screen right in the middle. Nice and big so you can get all those statistics without really having to look down too much. So let me take my glove off. You can actually access different stats down here by pressing the middle buttons, almost like a touch screen. So you can kind of navigate through your top speed and your total distance, which you can reset, your total time riding, and a couple other settings, time of day, and your trip distance. A whole bunch of info down here that you can kind of scroll through with that middle button with, just a quick touch. When you want to change your modes as far as pedal assist, you have 3 modes. So here with the blank square, it's off, and then you just have your 1, 2, and 3, which you can just alternate with this little rocker button over here. And then over on the side of this little control unit, you do have a light button on the top, which unfortunately doesn't really do anything for this particular bike. Because of European regulations, speed pedelecs that go 28 miles an hour are required to have running lights. So you can't actually shut them off on this bike, but they're powered through the main battery, and you have a nice big battery on this bike, so you don't really have to worry about that draining any additional battery. It's not going to have an effect on your range. Then the bottom button here is going to be your walk assist button. So that works by holding it down for about 3 seconds, and then it's kind of a two-part process. You have to release and press it again, and that's how you can get your walk assist. So that's going to help you push the bike up a steep hill if you have a long hill for a driveway or something like that. It'll just give you that extra help to move the heavy bike around. Another thing that's also neat about this display is that you have two different power meters. So on the left-hand side, that's going to tell you how hard the motor is working, and you'll see these bars kind of light up on the side. And then on the right-hand side is going to be your actual pedal power. So you can kind of see how much work the bike is doing versus how much work you're doing. And with the Bros mid-drive unit, since it's a very genuine pedal assist that really responds to how much pedal power that you put into the bike, it's kind of a nice stat to have, since this is an e-bike that you kind of have to earn your top speed. A nice feature about the Bulls CI display is that it's really easy to remove. You can just give it a twist counterclockwise, and then you can pull the display right off. So if you're locking the bike, you can take your battery with you, take your display with you, and there's not really much else to take on the bike other than the bike itself. So you get some good locks on there, you'll be good to go. And finally, this bike is equipped with Tektro Dorado hydraulic disc brakes, and that's going to give you 203 millimeter rotors on the front and the rear wheel. So that's usually the biggest size that disc rotors will come in for any kind of bicycle. So that's going to give you pretty much the most stopping power that you can get on an electric bike. And one that goes this fast is definitely going to need it. So this bike is the first Bros powered speed pedelec that we've got in the shop. And it definitely rides very uniquely compared to other mid-drive motors, and especially compared to other speed pedelecs. To get that 28 miles an hour top speed, you kind of have to work for it. You definitely have to push a little bit more on this bike as opposed to some of the other speed pedelecs that we have to achieve that top speed. And that's not really for better or for worse, but maybe if you're looking for more of a workout from your e-bike ride, which may not make too much sense to a lot of people, but sometimes you want to get some calories burned while just having the added functionality of being able to go so fast to cut down your riding time. It's definitely a unique feel, and you can tell that it's very responsive to the pressure that you're putting into the pedals. One thing that I'd say that this system definitely does better than a lot of other speed pedelecs is climb hills. The Bros motor is really efficient at climbing hills very easily, and it's going to zip you up there a lot faster than some other bikes will. So the ergonomic grips, the riser bars, comfort saddle, and nice big 28-inch wheels, all of that stuff combined, and the suspension fork make this an extremely comfortable ride. So a lot of the speed pedelecs that I have ridden are really stiff aluminum frames. A lot of them don't have suspension forks. This one's kind of nice that it gives you that added comfort and a nice relaxed riding position. Overall, this bike has really been a blast to ride. It's got a lot of adjustability, a lot of functionality, and overall just a really great utility bike, although it doesn't have to be. It can be a nice comfort cruiser bike as well. Lastly, this bike is definitely made to ride the distance. Since it's so comfort oriented and you have that real big 650 watt-hour BMZ battery, you'll get a really nice long range out of this bike because of how efficient that Bros mid-drive motor is. So thanks for watching our review of the Bulls Lacuba EVO E45. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to get updates on when we release more videos.